Good afternoon, everybody. Eddie the Block here, the Relic Extractors. It's been a little while since I put up any type of video. Like I said, due to the weather that we have over here in Pennsylvania right now, well, it is a little mild today, but it's still been very, very cold. So, no digging until probably the end of March, mid-March if we're lucky. So anyway, I'm going to do like a little instructional video here on how to repair a jug handle. Now this was the jug that I had dug in one of my earlier videos. This whole side here, I do need to clean it, but the material that I'm using, I'm not sure if will hold up to the muriatic acid not eating away at it, because I know they use muriatic acid to clean concrete and it will actually disintegrate concrete. So with that being said, at least all of the rust and everything is on this side of the jug, and I'll just lay it on its side when I go to let it soak. So I'll still be able to make the repair on this. It's a perfect jug for me to do that with, and so I'm just going to go down through a little list of supplies. It's nothing major. I don't know where I placed my little diamond bits, but anyway, I have a little 5 different size diamond bit drill set. It's how I drilled the holes in here where the handle is broken off on the top and then on the shoulder of the jug as well. Now this particular wire is 1/8 inch wire, and it's actually right here is old railroad line. It is copper coated steel, which I also cut into pellets. It's a pain in the rear end because it is steel. It takes a long time to cut, but holds up a lot longer when you are cleaning out the inside of your bottles as straight up copper. And with the copper coating on it, it does give it a little bit of a buffer so that it doesn't really scratch the inside of your bottles. It's just enough to get it clean and hold up for a long time. I've been using the same pellets off of this stuff probably for 4 years now. Any type of 2-part epoxy will work. Wife just happened to be at the dollar store and I needed some, so she got this Super Glue brand 5-minute epoxy, 2-part epoxy, which we'll get into in a minute. And usually when I go to a place to get coffee, if they have these little wooden stirrers, I'll snag a handful of them. Perfect to mix with, and any little scrap piece of cardboard will do. Alright, and so like I said, what I did here was I just kind of, it doesn't have to be perfect either, just kind of get it into a general idea, and it all depends on how your handle has broken off, or even a top. I mean, sometimes you'll get the jug with the whole top off, or you'll get them with a hole in here. I have repaired jugs, that have had holes knocked in them or chips off the base. They're relatively very easy to fix. But a top can be formed as well with what I'm going to be using. And I will show you that in a little bit. So for now, what we're going to do is I cut this wire, this railroad line, the old wire from the old telegraph poles or whatever that this used to go up and around the insulators on the poles. So I cut it to size and just made a rough shape. Like I said, you don't have to be exact, but pretty close is good enough, because you'll be forming the what I'm going to be using here. I'll show you in a minute, up and around it. So what we're going to do first is, now that I got these holes drilled and the wire set in there, like I said, very close, is we're just going to take the epoxy and we're going to drizzle it in there, each side. We're going to let it set for a little while. Probably let it set for like 15 minutes, and then we'll go from there. So stay tuned, and if you haven't done it already, hit the like and subscribe button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll get to it here in just a second, and then we'll start showing you how to form the handle and even shaping it, and doing something a little fancy if you wanted to. I'm not going to waste too much time on this one. Like I said, it's not like a high-end jug or anything. This is a perfect jug to do a tutorial and instructional video on. So stay tuned, and we'll get back with it. Alright guys, so now that we got this epoxy up here with the clear two-part epoxy, we're going to let this set. It's really hard to see it on there, but it's in there. So we'll let that sit up for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then while that's going on, I am going to get my other stuff ready to go here. Alright, so what we're going to use to form the handle, okay, it's a two-part like clay epoxy. It can be sanded, it can be wet, worked with a little bit of water to kind of smooth things out a little bit, but not too much water. I usually just dab my fingers in this stuff, okay? It works really well with repairs for stoneware. You can get it on eBay. It's called Milliput, and it comes in different colors. It's got like a terracotta color, so it looks like like a flower pot color, which works well with the two-tone jugs, because once you sand it down, you can just get like a little bit of brown enamel paint to try and match up the color of the jug, and then just give it a shot of clear coat and kind of blend it in without having to have the jug refired, because there is no need to refire anything with this stuff. It hardens up really nicely once it's totally set. You can get this on eBay or probably Amazon or something like that. So we'll be back in a few minutes and show you how we form that and get it applied on there. Alright, stay tuned. Alright guys, this is pretty well set up. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, but as you can see, they're not like, I can pick the jug up without the wires pulling out. So the epoxy has done its job there. You can see where it is. Right in here. And down here where it's a little bit shiny. So what we're going to do is, now when you get this Milliput, and before I forget, this is what I'm using to drill the holes. And I just got these. They're not like really expensive. I think I got these at Harbor Freight Tool or something like that. One of those cheaper stores. I've had them for a while. So, but like I said, it's perfect for what I'm using them for. And I used the smallest size for this particular application here, which would be the 5/32 inch bit. And let me see if I can just take this off here. Show you real quick. So this was the size that I used today, right here. And it's got like a groove cut in it, so it helps start cutting into the stoneware. These are actually great for glass too. I know a lot of people that make, they'll take an older, like a champagne bottle or a larger size bottle, and they'll cut a hole into it for to run a wire and make lamps and stuff like that. So very versatile little tool for your drill bit. So anyway, the Milliput comes in, like I said, it's two parts, and it's like modeling clay. But what you got to do is you got to, make it even parts of each one. So that it's, works the right way. Now I'm probably going to use about 3/4 of a stick on each of these to cover that wire. And if I need a little bit more towards the end, because it's a little bit thicker up here where the top is, to to kind of match it up here and up off the rim, then I'll do so. But you see how thin it is down here as composed to up here. So that's what we're going to do. Not that it's terribly expensive, but it is anywhere between $7 to $11 for one box of that. And this is, like I said, this is what they call standard. It's like what they call a yellow gray. Does come in other colors, as previously mentioned, even in silver, black, terracotta, and I'd like to see them come out with some other colors too to match some other, types of stoneware, so where it kind of will help you out a little bit more with your color matching. It'd be nice if I got some little kick here for advertising for Milliput. So I'm not in no way, shape, or form advertising for them, but it would be nice. I'm just telling you, this is what I like to use personally. I'm sure there's other putties or clays that you can work with to do a jug repair. So we're going to get into it here, and I'm going to knead the two pieces together. I'm going to measure them out equally. Like I said, about 3/4 of a stick on each one, and we'll see where it lands me as far as stretching the material. And again, like these aren't exactly even in height. It's just to be able to form the handle by hand. So you got to watch that. If one of these wires is a little bit higher than the other, that it's not protruding through through this clay epoxy here. So, all right, we'll get back at you in a couple minutes, and we'll see how we get this on here. All right, stay tuned. All right, guys, so we have a ball here. It's about the size of a golf ball, but you see how the two different colors are here? Yellow and gray. So we're going to mix these up really well. It's probably going to take me about 10 minutes or so to knead this all into, so that it's all working together and evenly. You can see how squishy it is, just like modeling clay right now. But yeah, it's hard as nails when it's done. So I'm going to work this out for about 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to get it on here and show you what it looks like, slightly formed into place, and then I'm going to maybe do something a little decorative just to show you, what you can do while it's still in its, preset stage before it gets hard. And I have a little bit of water right here in a dish I'm going to use to, help me mix it up. Just keep dipping my fingertips in it, and then we'll work on it that way. Help stretch it out a little bit. And once we get it into place, we'll show you what it looks like. And if I had another set of hands, I'd be able to, set this down and just run with it with two hands and show you how I do it. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back once I place it on. All right, be right back. All right, guys. So, like I said, being this isn't a high-end jug or one that I would pay a lot of attention to. So here it is. You can see how I kind of formed it here. Just got a little. I mean, I'm not doing it real perfect, but if you just keep wetting your fingers, you can get like all these little. Once you form it, before it sets up, you can start smoothing it over in some places and matching it up. It's going to be a little difficult here for me to do with one hand. I'm going to spin it around. Show you where I formed. Now, as you can see, kind of like where the two wires run up. That's actually pretty good though, because a lot of the handles that were made had like a little slight valley in them. And I went up and around that little piece, so I put a little touch of my own on this. And again, like I said, it's not perfect, but this is just to give you an idea. Well, you just take your time with it. I mean, you got a little bit of time to work with it, as long as you keep like wetting your fingers. I don't know what that is. It's like a bubble or a piece of dirt or something in it right here. I'm not even going to worry about that once I give it a shot of paint. So yeah, and I mean, this is the broken end of the coffee stir. I mean, if you wanted to, while it's still, workable, you can put little designs in it if you wanted to. Like put a mark on it. I guess I'll do that on this side too, just so we have something kind of matching. Let's see with that. That looks good, I guess. And then I'm whipping my camera all around, making you guys dizzy. Right here at the base, I think I'm going to take one of my little scratchers, and then I'm going to put my initials in here. So yeah, that's pretty much it right there. It looks pretty good for what it is. Like I said, I wasn't going to waste my time doing, you know, a big bang-up job on a jug that's not really worth too much. This is just good enough to make a repair, and then, you know, maybe when it's all said and done, I'll just set it out in my garden or by my front door, and be done with this one. So that's basically, you know, the steps. And make sure when you need, you know, the two components together, that you give it a good, you know, 15 minutes, you know, of kneading together. You can, you know, dip it into the water every once in a while and, you know, squeeze it through, and you roll it into a ball, then roll it out like a rod, and then fold it over and knead it again. You know, just keep doing that so you get it all folded together, and then you can start forming it, you know, on the wires. And you know, like I said, if you want to get really creative with it, if you're good with pottery and stuff like that, or carving into, you know, clay, you can you know, you can do whatever you want with it. So that's pretty much it right there. Let me know what you think. If you have any other questions, let me know, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. In the meantime, here's my information. Don't forget about all the sale videos and the freebies and giveaways and the entries into winning some merchandise. So, alright guys, hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great day, and God bless.